Felicia Hinds-Patrick, the owner of this group. So I'm here with Cathy LaCognata. She's one of my almost year-long clients at this point. And I wanted to invite her, and actually she wanted to share her story as well because she figured this will be helpful to a lot of you.
I remember us working out together, in the classes and stuff. And I had this crazy feeling like I was drawn to you for some reason. Like your energy, I like to be around you. You were a happy person, always willing to learn or challenge yourself. And back in January, I was in a very bad place, in a very dark place. So that's probably why I didn't know I was the owner, because I didn't project myself as that. I didn't know I would hide in the background, that kind of thing. And I just remember one day walking up to you and being like, I need your help. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I didn't even know what you really did. I hadn't even like went through the whole story, but I felt connected to you. I felt like we had a connection. Right. And I came for my first session.
She did share, she said, I'm in a place, and I could see the place that she was in. She shared she was in a lot of pain. She would share that she was crying every day. And actually, a few minutes before we spoke, she was talking about, I just cried my eyes out. And she never could have said what was really the reason for this. And I know a lot of people, we experience that. We're sad, we're crying, we're going, all these emotions, not sure. When you ask what's wrong, it's like, I don't know really what's wrong. Something's wrong.
The best way I can describe it, I was in a pain. It wasn't a physical pain. Mm-hmm. It was emotional, mental. I just felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. And I had to be this happy person at work all the time, and then I would go home and have a bottle of wine and cry. And it didn't match who I really was. And I went to therapy. I got divorced. I have 3 children. Was living in an apartment that I hated, and didn't have the money that I wanted to. I didn't have the money that I felt I deserved at being the age of 52. I felt like I worked all my life and I didn't have anything to show for it. So it was all these emotions about all the different things that made me. I just felt sad all the time.
Right. Yeah.
And I had to pretend to be happy, and I think it took its toll.
Right.
It took its toll.
Remember, because Cathy's a coach. She's of a gym, working with other people, and she had to come with that energy every day, although it wasn't coming from her true place. Right.
It was enlightening, especially at that point where I was at, that you told me all these traits that I knew I had, but I lost. It felt like I was living a different life, not the life I was meant to live. Mm-hmm. It was like kind of like an out-of-body experience. I was here, but I was living over here, and the connection was gone.
I share with people their past life. It's not to just tell you a story for telling you a story's sake, it's to share with you what is going on with you in your current life and where it originated. Because you have patterns and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I picked up this pattern in this life because this happened with this person. No, what actually happens is you picked up this pattern lifetimes ago. So when I share with you, the only reason I do the past life is to show you what happened in that time, the choice you made, and it's to show that you're still making the same choices now. So those people always feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so stuck. It's like nothing's changing. For the most part, it hasn't for a pretty long time. So we're not going to get into details because past
you don't want the details.
Past lives can get pretty interesting because you got to remember, lifetimes ago could be who knows what year, 1900s, 1800s. So imagine this is a whole different time. Things are different. We behaved a little different. Some barbaric, who knows? But the problems are the same no matter what timeline it is. And problems with love, problems with, people and different choices you make. You still get to make those same choices. So anyway, when we talked about your past life, how did you hearing about that experience help you in your present?
Well, it made me realize I wasn't absolutely crazy, which for many days I thought I was. Many weeks or months, I could say I thought I was. It actually made me realize the more times we spent together, we talked about it and we talked through it, made me realize the choices I was making which were bad. I didn't hurt anybody or anything like that. Bad choices for me. It made me realize why I was doing them. So it wasn't like I was consciously doing this stupid thing. It was almost like it was unconscious until I was able to help me work through it, understand now I know why I was doing it, and how to stop the pattern. How to say, you know what, this is not for me. This is not the life that I'm supposed to be living. It's my past life. So I have to learn to let it go. And that's probably the hardest thing, I think, probably for anybody, is let it go.
Right.
Without it coming. When I first came, remember I said that little girl that sits on my shoulder? I have this person, I'm sure that everybody's got, that sits on my shoulder, telling me to do bad things, or telling me not to do the things I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I would say, Felicia, she's back. And then you'd be like, I know, because I can feel her. It was just a different energy that I was bringing.
Right. And it's more like bringing the unconscious to the conscious. And this is what Cathy started to learn throughout working together with me. And it was like, she can now know that the girl was there, which she would call. Everyone call. You can call your thing or whatever you want. She had a girl on her shoulder.
She's still there sometimes.
Right. And now she's aware. Now you're conscious of this girl telling you things that you're going to decide now. No, listen, girl, I'm not listening to you today. I'm going to do what's over here. So it's that consciousness that came in, and she, I guess, through the past life reading, gave her that closure and that understanding of what actually is going on, and that she's not crazy. And
no, not crazy.
Everyone who comes to me to some degree says I'm crazy, and then they realize, no, you're not.
I said one of the greatest thing was I hated the apartment I lived in. I just felt like it wasn't for me, and it just didn't have the energy I needed. So I put my application for this beautiful apartment on the beach back in Rockaway, which is where I'm from. Just kind of trying to get back to who I was. And then everyone's like, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. It's too expensive. And I finally realized, you know what? I have to do what's right for me. Might not be right for the next person, and not listen to anybody. And you pushed me. You said, you're going to live there. See yourself living there. I saw myself living there. And the only person who told me to do it was Alicia, who's listening on the call. She was like, we'll be living here. So, and I applied, got the apartment, moved in, and it just shifted everything. Got a new car. I hired my daughter. I was afraid to hire my daughter, Megan, to come work with us. She's a phenomenal graphic designer, and she's actually turned out to be an amazing coach, which she didn't think she would be. She's phenomenal. Being able to hire her full-time and pay her. Like everything, I used to live in fear. Now I just, you know what? It's working. Hired her in February. We're doing amazing since. That shift also made a big difference also. Having my family back with me in the trenches, understanding why I do what I do.
Right.
You know, I've been separated for many, many years. We had a house together, finally sold it. After months of fighting, didn't want to sell it. And it was just something I needed to do. Again, it made me feel fulfilled in all the hard work that I did do.
Right.
And the gym transformed. Yeah. The gym, I think
I've seen the transformation.
You've seen it. It goes from the bad energy to the good energy. And I didn't realize a lot of my very good students who've been with me for a long time, have known me through all the years, came to me and said, you seem so much better. And I've always thought I was hiding it so well.
Right.
But you can't hide energy. Can't hide energy. Yeah, so it's been a phenomenal experience.
In light of what she's saying, when you connect you get back that connection with your soul, you begin manifesting. Manifestation literally takes off because now you're getting this direct connection. It's like direct connection with source. So nothing can really stop that at that moment. So understand the manifestation. And with Cathy, it happened really quickly. I've seen that a lot with a lot of my students or my clients. But what also happens is you manifest quickly. You have to understand manifestation doesn't know the difference between good and bad. So you can manifest anything just a lot quicker than you were doing it before. So with Cathy, she knew it too. There were times when we're human things happen. You decide you're not at your highest vibration all the time, and you go into that little low space, and you get the doubts and the little fears creeping. Well, what happens when that happens? The manifestations quickly spiraled in the other direction, and she had to quickly course correct it and pull it back. But that's when you're already operating at that high
Right.
frequency, and you've came to that spot of understanding who you are.
It just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
I came and I was fit to be tied over something ridiculous, but it wasn't ridiculous
in the moment.
And I did something I shouldn't have done. I reacted. Then I came here. I cried. And she totally turned the whole thing around. And I was like, wow, if I only came to you first. So I still go back into doing stupid things. I said, we're human. But
right.
Now I'm able to recognize it.
Which is the first and most important.
That's the most important part.
Yes.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went and I fixed it.
Yes.
Where if I hadn't had that tool that you had given me, I wouldn't have been able to fix
it. I know this is all about people finding their purpose and living their purpose. For Cathy, I share with her, in her situation, I feel like she found her purpose when she created her gym, and she started to help all these amazing souls start loving themselves again, working out, embracing their bodies, whatever it is, that comes with the gym, all the beautiful things that gyms bring to people, humanity. Cathy was already there, but along the way, even when you find your purpose, some of us haven't found it. That's understandable. We can work on that. But when you already find it, there's also times that you forget to live it. And when Cathy came to me, she wasn't in that moment living her purpose. And so for her, it was just to reconnect and start to live it. And now doing all these amazing things with the gym, she's like, keeps redefining
right.
her purpose, or just gets bigger and bigger. She's, like I said, we've seen the gym change from where it was. Like it didn't have a smoothie thing. All of a sudden we have food, right. We have drinks, we have everything. The coaches are amazing. The way the trainings are happening is amazing. And she's always giving back. It's like always doing donations, everything. This month you're working with cancer.
We do the breast cancer. It's F cancer. I don't want to say it on Facebook. It's a great organization, and we're doing a boot camp. We're going to try to do a charity boot camp one Sunday a month, just to give back, because you're supposed to give back. It feels good to give back.
Yes, it does.
That's our purpose, to give back.
What happens when you connect?
When you connect,
you can actually come from that place of giving gratitude and giving back. So this is why I encourage everyone to take that time to really find themselves, because you can give so much. You are a light. We're all lights. We're all here to light other people. But it's not till you turn yours on. So Cathy's like lighting up a million people.